It's very interesting, isn't it, what we've seen over the past, well, months, I suppose, with regard to the justice system in this country. On one hand, you have a group of people who were advised to plead guilty in return for, I suppose, a bit of perceived leniency, which of course they didn't get, and they got their backsides thrown straight in the clink. On the other side, you've got somebody, a Labour councillor no less, who did things in a slightly different fashion, including pleading not guilty, went to a jury trial, and we know the rest. Complete outrage. I was furious. Others were furious. And rightly so. There is a definite disparity going on about how things are meted out, should we say. But what happened in the case of Ricky Jones is it's a perfect example of the English justice system working as it should. No comment, not guilty, trial by jury, found not guilty, and away he walks. I did a video on this the other day where I said, and you can see the thumbnail here, with a big meaty picture of the policeman, tell them nothing. That's exactly what should happen. Get it all the way through to a trial and let a jury of your peers decide your fate. That's your right under the Bill of Rights and Magna Carta and various other things as well, no doubt. Many of you made some comments on that, and what I wanted to do with this video particularly was just address some of those comments, give you a little bit of feedback and discussion. So here we go. I've got the old share screen function working again, so up we come. And the first comment is from Carol Turner, 3850. I have to wonder why we get those numbers up, but there you go. No oath should be to the Crown. It should be to the English Constitution. Constitution that we're supposed to be told about and upholding, that government is trying to ignore, except when they have need of it, and have taken out of the school's curriculum so people don't know their rights and how our ancestors fought every one of them. Now that is a very good comment and a very powerful one, Carol, because there's a couple of things you can pull out of that. If you have a look at the Constitution, well, let's look at the police. You know, you've got constables, sergeants, inspectors, chief supers, chief constables, the whole plethora of ranks. But at the end of the day, one thing that binds them all, or what should bind them all, is they are constables. Constables at the end of the day. And the job of a constable is enshrined in the English Constitution. You can actually look it up and it will tell you exactly what that is. And it goes back even further than that, where you've got things like ward and watch. I've done, well, it's watch and ward actually. I've done videos on that as well, and it explains to you how all this should be. And you're right, they stopped teaching all of this in schools around the 70s, I think the early 70s. So you end up naturally with a generation of people, and I'm within that generation, having been born in the 70s, that is ignorant to all of this. I'm only becoming less ignorant because I've learned, or learning. I don't think we ever learn everything, do we? Thanks for the comment. Right, the next one. Yeah. Tin Hatter Mini, I think I said that right. Feck the Wokey Police. Yes, I think that's a feeling that's happening all over the place. Jane Bailey, 4800, left a couple of comments for me there. That didn't say anything about Sharia law and Islam like poop. It's an allegiance to the Crown. Shouldn't it say King Charles I? I think you mean the third. Yeah, I noticed that with the allegiance, where I actually pulled that off. It still said the Queen on the website, and that's the Police Federation's website. And again, talking about the Constitution, it's actually in there that our laws, our English laws, are supposed to be superior. And, you know, you literally can't have anything else. And you're dead right pointing that out as well, that that's all it said. It didn't say swear allegiance to anything else. Adam says no comment. That sums it up, doesn't it? John Hall says, sadly, the police have turned public respect for them into venomous hate. I don't know anyone who likes them, whereas some years ago, everyone liked them. That's the difference, isn't it? The conduct I'm seeing at the moment, it's almost like they're upholding a political agenda is the way it looks when you look at the things they're getting involved in, shutting down certain opinions, certain things that are being said by people. And then you get other crimes which are really falling by the wayside with regard to detection and prevention. You can see it all going very, very wrong. And in the old days, you had a lot of ex-army, ex-armed forces that were police officers. You had a Bobby on the beat, proper Bobby on the beat, not just some pretend thing. And, these police constables knew everybody, everything, what time the shops open, what time they shut, where people should be when they should be. And if anything was out of place, they knew. It's a hell of a difference to the old days. And I do believe solutions can be found in the old days. Real Truth would like to know who was on the jury that let Ricky Jones off. Yeah, this has come up, hasn't it? I mean, I got a call for jury service and I didn't end up doing it. That's like personal stuff. But yeah, it's supposed to be randomly picked, isn't it? So again, is there more to it? Or I don't think so. I think it's just literally the English system of justice working as it should. And a collection of people, including Lucy Connolly, got bad advice. Thank you for the comment. Leslie Brown, it's called End Times. What's that? Gubaloo de Gazabel. It's a communist despotic state, lawless deep state. There's a big thing about free speech, isn't there? A big thing about free speech. And there's news out today where we're trying to strong arm an American company that's basically said, get stuffed. Always poo. It could be. One utterance to the police equals I don't answer questions. Say that repeatedly and they have no answer, as you will not answer anything. I mean, the way I've been told is that, even if you get your rights read, anything you mention when questioned can later be relied on as evidence in court or whatever the oath goes. I forget now. Even that can be used against you. They've got you by the short and curlies right from the off. It really is terrible. Really is terrible. Benjamin, you make their job easier when you comply with their questions. That's right. They will bait you into thinking you're doing the right thing. It's always mind gymnastics. I saw a great thing that Graham Moore came out with, because there's people as well that get detained and are told that under the Terrorism Act, I think it is, they have to answer. They don't have a right to remain silent. Well, there's a thing called a habeas corpus writ that Graham mentioned, and I didn't know what that was. And I looked it up, and it's something to do with, going to court to investigate whether your detention is justified or lawful. There's, again, knowledge is power. You can't make that up. You really can't make that up. Robert, if you don't know your rights, you ain't got any. Learn about the legal system and the law. Absolutely. Again, knowledge is power. Early B, there's a little emoji there. I'm not quite sure what that is. Stephen Goldsmith, non-crime, an interesting name. So is wrongful arrest. How can you be arrested if you haven't committed a crime? It's scaremongering at its finest. I'm sure a decent solicitor would have a lot of fun with that. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, you have the right to remain silent. Use it. No comment, no comment, no comment. You also have a right to trial by jury in front of a jury of your peers. Use it. It's fun and games, this world we're living in. I mean, juries are very, very important for other reasons as well. I don't think people realise how powerful juries actually are. That's why there was talk about them wanting to get rid of them. Listen to Myok. All ye in the UK abandon hope. The police know everything about everyone, aka social media, and the judiciary is probably the darkest of the dark arts. Arse Rumpole. Absolutely. And wasn't there talk about recording telephone calls? The first, 15 minutes of telephone calls? That's a bit of an overstep as well, isn't it? Really. Anyway, thank you for the comment. Mad Simoninski, I think that is. The police don't care anymore. They're all PC or just scared to stand up. Very interesting you say that. You know, I've seen a couple of examples lately. There was one, do you remember the guy? I did a video on this as well, where he turned up to read the thing to the bloke at the door about attending a protest. He said, this is bollocks, but I've been asked to do it. And there was a group of police officers and another piece of footage who were told off by a member of the public, and you could see it on their faces. They didn't want to be there. They agreed. And then I think there was the Welsh police officer that was getting a bit of verbal off of somebody, and it looked like they were going to burst into tears at any second. The rank and file police constable who signed up to do this job, I think deep down know the score. I think deep down they know that this isn't right. How many is it going to take before somebody says enough of this? It's the same in any walk of life, isn't it? Taxi drivers, anything. Eventually you just say, had enough. Nice sentient. If they want intel, keep stum. They made this divide that can now live with it. Not sure what you mean there, but I kind of get it, I think. Nicholas Gunn, never speak to the filth, always film them. Yeah, I've seen that where proceeds have been recorded. Richard Laird, we are turning into police county right now. It feels like it, doesn't it? Pootle 5096. The police oath, swearing allegiance to the crown. This is because the monarch swears allegiance to the people and is seen as the crown. Therefore, by swearing allegiance to the crown, the police are swearing allegiance to the people. Or at least that's how it's supposed to work. But the police were originally set up to protect the gentry from the commoners, same with the judiciary. And the crown is not the monarch anymore. Hasn't been for a while. Yeah, I mean, you've got to look into the laws, and you've got to look into the way things are set up, because they're changing it all of the time. All of the time, things are changing, and they don't tell you, and you get caught out. Again, it's that thing, isn't it? And trial by, well, knowledge is power. Pootle, we don't have trial by jury in this country. We have jury trials, two different things. One is common law, one is the law. The police and the judiciary serve. I stand corrected. I knew what I meant anyway. SCO Fair, police are military wing of the West State. They have proved they'll enforce any tyranny. They even arrest blind people and 90-year-olds. What would any sane person want to engage with them? You've seen loads of footage about that, haven't you? And again, you can see coming to a point where rank and file police, they're just, we don't want to do this. We don't want to do this. Is this a job we signed up for? That's what it feels like. Anyway, a couple more comments. Sco Fair again, 5551. 2 words describe police: the enemy. Trust police, 100,000 G victims, can't be wrong. 2012, 1961, by definition, non-crime should not involve the police at all. We all know who should be in jail and who should not. Absolutely. Foxy Speed, non-crime incident, so no crime. Move on and fuck off. Absolutely. And the last comment here, Michael Doolan. I really don't want to hate the police. I would much sooner not have a go with them. They are not, however, behaving like a rational and fair part of British fabric. British fabric. That's a very interesting point to end on, isn't it? You know, Britain's an island that we're all inhabiting, all our individual countries that make up this United Kingdom, this political union, which has caused us an awful lot of grief, particularly recently. And if you look at all of the things that are happening, and then if you do your research on the way things should be happening, the way things are supposed to happen, it's a hell of a difference in between. It's like a comment that was read out earlier about not being taught in schools. So you get 50 years worth of people who are ignorant to what should be going on. Knowledge is power at the end of the day. Well, that's it, folks. That's a few of your comments read out. I hope that was all right for you. I always like to do these as often as I can, just to give you a bit of feedback on what you've had to say. I even covered the trolls as well, if there's any troll comments, but thankfully there wasn't there. I'm sure that'll change one day. Anyway, don't forget, everybody, on Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the evening, I will be doing a live stream chat with Ben Habib, the leader of Advance UK, so make sure you tune in for that. I will be back on the channel tomorrow with some more content for you. There's a couple of things I want to ask about to do with the way the channel's run as well. And I will leave polls and a few other bits and pieces to do with that. So, yes, hit the like button, please, if you will. Subscribe to the channel. Share this around with your friends. There's a video here that's just popped up, which is one that I've done previously. And as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.